So I just made it back home, and a lot of times if I start these videos, I'm like, what do you even talk about? But what's been weighing on my heart is as soon as I got on social media today, they were talking about the Texas Roadhouse thing where they're spitting in people food, black folks' food to be exact. And I was like, every time I settle in, and I'm like, you know what? I could make Texas a home. I could kind of make this a place to be. Cause like you feel this calling in your heart, like you should be doing more, or this might not be the location, but you're trying to stick it out because you're like, well, we got the rodeo, and well, we got the games, and this is a place where all the working citizens are, and like they're hardworking, and you find all these little things around you to kind of like justify why you stay. But you're watching videos in your downtime of people selling it all and moving to these different countries and freeing themselves and feeling like they actually living and decluttering their lives. And it's like every time I choose to want to like remove something from my life, I think about all the use I could use for it, and it kind of comes like my life. You know, from from the jump whether something is for you or not. But a lot of times we choose to stay and stick it out because we done did all of the work. I know for me, I done did all the work of getting here and the moving and the packing up and the selling off this and all that stuff to now switching addresses and all this you think of. And you kind of like, when you think about wanting to do it, you kind of like you small yourself again and you shrink back down into that seat and you're like, let me just go ahead and sit back down because to do all that, I don't want to really go through all that. But what if the reward on the other side of the unknown is the victory? So sometimes I kind of just sit back with that thought. And like we were talking, my wife and I was just talking about in the car on the way home, like where she asked me, where would be that place for you? Like, where would you want to go if, like, let's say today or tomorrow, like somebody come right now and say, "Where's the place?" And I get the like, "Yeah, it'll be like the islands of Caribbean, somewhere like that." And she's like, "No, no, no. What place?" I'm like, "I haven't traveled enough places to say, okay, this is the place." So I feel like I need to travel more. But then she brought to my attention, when you have too much options, it makes it harder. So out of the places that you've been, where would you want to be? And I was like, it'd probably be back in the Virgin Islands for me because I love the culture of like how people wake up, they say good morning when we go into establishments. People speak to each other. We don't just walk past each other here. Like here up here is like sometimes you just walk past people, or you we go to walk at the park. People put their head down or they act like they're on their phones, and it's like they don't want to be bothered. But man, it's just so, like I was saying, like you settle back down in it. And you're like, yeah, I'm just go ahead and make this thing, and you justify it, and then it's like how I feel is like the Lord poking at you saying, turning it up a notch, turning it up a notch. Like you're not meant to be there. Stop trying to make it your home. Stop trying to be comfortable. And then I come and I see this Texas Roadhouse thing, and I'm like, first I think, and then our message today was like love the law that cancel the law that fulfills them all is love thy neighbor. And I'm like, we can't even love each other, but we want the world to change. We can't come together as one human race and just stop seeing the color of the skin and expect the place to change. Like, come on now. We're in 2026, so many decades ungone, and we're still battling with the same thing of this race, this racial profiling, this race. Some people getting justified for their actions, others getting the book thrown at them. And it's like constantly when you keep seeing that over and over and over, you stay off the news, you catch it in social media, you stay off social media, somebody's watching the news bringing it to you. And it's like, I be feeling like, what did we do so wrong to be deserving of that kind of hate? That's how I be feeling. Like, I know for me, I mind my own business. I do what I need to do. And my wife don't even like me addressing topics like this because, just the safety of talking about stuff like that, you feeling like you can't even talk about the discrimination of how you feel. Like when I go into an establishment, sometimes they speak and say welcome to the store. Sometimes they don't. Like I deal with that. Like, and that's a norm. Like, and it don't even bother me. But I still, when I go in them places, I kind of check to see if, like, maybe let me see how they gonna react, how they gonna if they gonna greet me, if they not. And I'm coming into your store to spend coins, and I was never that person to sit there and go in a place they profile me and say they don't give me attention. They don't come to check on me, ask me, do you need help with something? I'm not gonna spend. And it's not that I purposely do it, but like that's one reason. Like if I can't even come in the place and be treated the same, and then I'm watching the person coming behind me and it's, hey, welcome. Like that stuff be getting old. It's so draining. It's like, why can't we just see each other as one race and just be like, think, yes, there's bad apples in every ethnicity, but really and truly, it comes down to one race. Give everybody a fair shot. I don't go out saying all this type of person are like this. I still go out with a loving heart until people prove me otherwise. Like I don't go out hating people. Like I go out loving people. If anything, trying to bring us together, and that's why I come on here and share these messages because I pray that the Lord could bring the light through here and just reach someone and bring us all together. And let's stop segregating and stuff. Yeah, we see a lot of one. They don't understand. Media could push one type of thing, scenario, one kind of agenda, and make it look like all people are like that. They're good at doing that. But at the same time, we have to use our brain and not be brainwashed to believe in that to be true. We come together as people, man. We could change this. We could change this world and make it a better place. Why wouldn't you want a better place? Why wouldn't you want a place where we all could just get along and it could be peace and it could be love and joy and, like, for instance, helping your neighbors? And we live in a community where we don't even know 90% of the people that live here. We only know the ones that's right across from us, and maybe a few down the street. But why can't we all know each other in this neighborhood? Like if you're we was talking about this. Like if you're an accountant, you can help do counting classes or show people how to do it. Or you could do the books for things. If somebody's a doctor, he could kind of give you help on this. If someone's good in starting a business and getting grants, they could show you how to do that. Like, and then when we have gatherings and this one is graduating, we all come together and help them in that graduate and celebrate them. Or if this one's having a baby, we all come through. We helping them and celebrating them and bringing new life into this world. And then we do like a little Bible study and we all kind of like talk about the Lord and our experience and stuff like that. Not everybody's gonna be in the same religion, but I mean, we could probably pause on that one until we kind of figure something out. But just like everybody comes and he helps. Like you know how to cut grass, I know how to build this, or you know how to do that, you know how to bake, that one know how to cook. And we could just be like that community, a revolving community where we all just help and not just, and then, something like that. But yeah, that's another topic. But yeah, when I seen that, I was just like, how gross, how nasty, how hateful you gotta be to do something like that to a paying customer, someone who's paying. Not like you asking for the food free and you doing that, but spitting in people's food, that's disgusting. That's beyond like evilish. But yeah, man, stuff like that. It just makes you kind of be like, you know what? If you don't want me in your establishment, just say that. You don't have to do wickedness. And I know they don't feel like you can't just tell people don't come into your establishment because of the laws and the rules and whatnot, but it ain't that serious to me. So now that kind of have me kind of thinking like, I don't know if that's happening at my location. And if it happened to me before, that's nasty. That's gross. It kind of makes my skin crawl just thinking about it. So I won't be taking no chances for sure. And I'm sorry that the establishment got to suffer for that, but that shouldn't even be going on. But man, this world could be a better place if we all just come together, be kind, be loving, and stop seeing us as skin color and differences, and just understand that, hey, you have your opinion, I have my opinion, but together we'll come together with love and joy and peace. So here I am feeling like I didn't even have a message, and now I got this whole message out of this. The Holy Spirit was just speaking through me, and I'm just tired of not speaking on topics that really kind of trouble my spirit in this kind of way. Love y'all though.